Happy New Year, YouTube. It's been a while since I've actually done a video, and I thought I'd do an inking video of my very first fountain pen inking of the year, and I have deliberately staged this. This is one of my old paintings I did back when I first started fountain pens, I think 2021 or 2022, where I used Lamy black to paint in the darker outlines, and I used a bit of watercolor pencil to help me out with doing a phoenix. And obviously with phoenix it always talks about new beginnings, and that's why I chose this particular painting to introduce my phoenix fountain pen in preparation for the new year. So I painted this myself, which you can probably tell. It's quite obvious that it is 100% self-painted. There is a phoenix on the pen, and I was inspired by the Bennu Phoenix pen. This is an attempt at a moon I painted on with acrylic, and it's ugly, objectively, but subjectively, it's mine, and I painted it myself, so I'm very proud of it. And I took the New Year's tradition from, I believe, WeirdofForest, is that how you pronounce her blog? Which every year she inks up Ferris wheel press stroke of midnight for her beginning of the year tradition to start the year, because, you know, stroke of midnight, same as the midnight fireworks. And one of my friends at the pen meet had a bottle of stroke of midnight, because I don't own a bottle. And as soon as I saw it, I just remembered WeirdofForest's blog, and I was like, can I please get a sample so I can copy someone online? And she was like, yeah, sure, go for it. So thank you. This is from Erin Smith. You might know her from YouTube, for generous donation of, I'd say, 2.5 mils of Ferris wheel press stroke of midnight, purely for copying other trends purposes. I'm a bit lazy, so this is one of the old converters that came with this Mont fountain pen. So the base model of this pen, which I have, I think posted about this one before. It's one of my very first fountain pens that I purchased myself from the art store nearby. And I was interested in calligraphy pens, and I had no idea that calligraphy meant stub nib, and I thought it'd be a flexible nib. So I intentionally learned italic calligraphy in order to use the pens that I bought, thinking it was a flex nib, and I was wanting to learn Spencerian or copperplate. Now I do Palmer handwriting, and I rarely do italic or black letter calligraphy, but it did introduce me to the world of calligraphy anyway. Mont fountain pen from a set of calligraphy pens from the Art Shed in Brisbane. I jazzed it up. All the gold plating design has come off because I used it so much as a work pen. You can see the wear on here as well. This is the converter that came with the pen. It comes in a set of 5. You can see my previous video about the experience. I attached washi tape to the ends initially because the clip fell off because I used it so much at work, and it just boink, it fell off. I have sealed the washi with clear nail polish that's a bit glittery. There's holes up here, and I sealed that with nail polish as well, with the hope that it'd improve the seal of the pen. It did not. I also added nail polish up here, so this washi cannot come off. And then because I completely altered the pen, there's no resale value to this thing, and I was like, well, I've got acrylic paints, I might as well just paint it. And I really like the iconography of a phoenix and the message behind it. And there we have my oil color impressionist imitation of a phoenix that I drew from 0 references. There was meant to be some sort of, I don't know, mountain in the background that I imitated with a mix of, I didn't have black because the acrylic paint I got was for $2 from Target. That was on discount because it was missing its black. And, oh, it's $4 from Target, missing its black. So I mixed all the colours to make my own black. Anyway, story time of the pen's over. Let's actually ink this thing up. Alright, you might have noticed the vantage point has changed because I can't see what I'm doing. Let me just angle this a smidge more upwards. Hopefully I don't expose too much of my desk, which is actually my kitchen table because I don't have a fancy filming setup and I'm not going to invest in one. Let's be real. Alright, syringe. I have used this one syringe that says single use only. It's still functioning. I think this one's been with me for 4 years now. No issues. Multiple uses if you're not using it for medical reasons, and a blunt syringe. So that's just going to be what I use for inking. Let's see how much I can visualize what I'm doing over the top of my phone. Hopefully I remain on screen. So this is a shimmer ink. This pen I know is very wet in terms of the feed diameter, feed caliber, as well as how wide the tines are. So you can probably see here that the tines are quite wide. I have difficulties controlling how much ink is dispensed from this pen, so I know it will have zero issues with the Ferris press ink. And yes, I am using what has now become my signature soy sauce container that I have repurposed for fountain pen ink samples. And it has spread throughout my local fountain pen community to the point of, I think it's become a meme. It might have become a meme. Yeah, that's enough ink. Where'd I leave the lip? There it is. I can't see it because my phone is blocking it. I did consider just dropping it onto the pen because I'm lazy. I don't want to clean the syringe laziness way rather than this is going to take a long time kind of way. Let's see if I can. There is that angle there. And I'm just going to. So my idea of pushing the piston down to introduce ink to the feed didn't work because it just sat at the top here instead of going down to the nib. So you can still see it hasn't hit the nib. So the next step, because it won't drop into the nib, is to go the opposite direction and wick it up this way. Coordination issues when you're doing things on camera. That should work. Let's see what effect it had. Yep, that's good. So then we'll just wait for it to come down the other end and meet in the middle. So this is what that ink will look like. I did this swatch a while back, so we'll have a look and do a fresh swatch. I've been experimenting with these ink drop colour swatch things from Wearingeul that came with my giveaway prize from December with a kidnapped Santa Claus. And a very quick review is that I'm a little bit disappointed by them because if you use a water brush, you don't actually get the ink drop effect. So this was with a water brush. You can't see the ink droplet at all. And then I tried to do an even lighter swatch with a water brush, and that didn't work. And what actually works is if you swatch with a cotton ball tip, that will work. But I hate the effect it has. And it feels like a lot of waste of ink because those cotton tips absorb tons of ink. And it just feels like a waste. But if you only have cotton tips Like, this is misleading, right? A glass dip pen won't work for this. You just won't see anything. But a cotton tip will. So if you only use cotton tips for your ink swatches, this set would be for you. But the paper is really good. I think it's 200 GSM. Where do I see that? On the back here. It's 200 GSM. It's thick. And I like using the guideline for... I just created my own ink droplet swatch because, you know, I have the ability to do so. And the back of the card can be used for swatching too. So, you know, let's not waste that real estate. And I just really dislike this swatch. So we'll just sacrifice that particular card for the purpose of this video. And because it's gone that direction, I will do it this way. And I've let this sit out for a while, so we'll see how successful I shall be. That's right, it's a Ferris press. Ignore my lisp. Oh yes, here we go. It's a bit hard to write when you have a big stack in front of you. Concentration. Oh, can I fit it on? So what I was intending to do is a little sketch here. Where did that come from? Anyway. That's fascinating. I don't normally get inky fingers. It must have come from there. Yeah, that's what my theory is. Anyway, I plan to do a sketch of a clock. This year, ABC covered the New Year's fireworks in Sydney, and the tradition is they always sing Auld Lang Syne, at the end of the New Year's Eve fireworks to welcome the new year. And this year, it was sung by Play School, and Play School's the kids' TV show that we watched all the time growing up. So there's a particular clock on Play School where they always had the nursery rhyme of Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock. So I want to sketch that clock for midnight just for this year because I thought that was adorable. And I also want to do a new thing where I'd actually date my swatches because sometimes over time it fades. So your swatches don't always end up being the same intensity or saturation as it was previously. So this one was dated. Isn't it cool? I like this. This will be a very nice swatch date. The first of the first. And now we have to be very careful to make sure it's the right year. So I'm going to go away and sketch the clock that I plan to do.